Hello, I'm Mars, and I'm from the Philippines, and I am a painter, the director of Kikik Collective. The former name was Artivism Iloilo, so we changed it just a weeks ago. Yeah,
Hi, I'm Christine, but everybody calls me Tin. I'm also from the Philippines. I write and perform poetry, and I also design artistic experiences.
Yeah, so we were talking about art market in
mm.
Philippines, and you were telling people are showing interest in buying art, and that was not the case 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Who are these collectors basically who are showing interest in art?
Uh, Way back in like 10 years ago, in Iloilo, it used to be so hard to like sell your art, and you have to really exert your effort and best try to show off your pieces in gallery or alternative spaces, and it used to be like people who have money, they don't really trust the locals. They don't usually buy unless you're really popular in Manila. So the rich people there in our city, they still prefer buying from Manila. So what happened is, if we sell our works there and if they like it, they would haggle. They want to buy it in a very low price. But now it seems like really different. Before, it's hard to market our art, and we have to really put our effort and spread the word and expose ourselves to different activities and events. But now the younger generation are it's easy for them. There's easy access for them because of our movement during that time, when we're so active as a young artist, and now they can connect with art collectors through directly
Social
in
media.
social media, Instagram or Facebook, especially Facebook.
Yeah.
So right now also I benefit from that because I could most of my sold paintings are in via Facebook. Like
Yeah.
like 80% I sold my paintings directly. So it's really hard to market my work in a space. I only sell like maybe 10 to 20%, and mostly I sell it online.
Yeah.
So, what do you think here? The role of art writers and curators, where does that lie? When you are directly selling artworks through websites and
Yeah.
Facebook,
True.
so where does the role of a space, a gallery space, that lie?
It's very, very important for me, especially like in our city, in Iloilo. There are a lot of really talented artists, like specifically visual artists. And then I have experiences when you go to a space and they're not properly curated. So, like, the soul of the artworks are not upheld because they're beautiful individually, but without good curators in a space or in a city, the experience is not so enriching. And for art critics, it's just starting in our city, and I think it's very important because, like, being here in this gallery, I like our existence as human beings without writers, we're not going to be archived, so you will be forgotten. Yeah, no matter how great you are, but with art critics and art writers, imagine 50 years after or 100 years after, even if you're gone, your work still lives on through the writings, through the literature and the art criticism. And I get another beneficial point of that is it's also a way of writers kind of introspecting. If somebody writes about their work or criticizes their work, they would also have like a healthy way of reflecting. Oh, am I improving? Should I challenge myself more? And also, it makes you see yourself as an artist from a different lens, from a different light, whether that's good or that's bad. I think it helps you grow and develop.
So, as an artist, I would like to ask: do you find yourself in this conflict between your artistic expression and what the market demands?
Yeah, it's really challenging if you're very young and starting with your career, because the challenges are, for example, if you do what you like, and then the art collectors, they will dictate you because they somehow want you to copy this and that.
Mm.
So it's a big challenge that some way, at some point you will be swayed to do this stuff because you can sell those works. So I experienced those,
A lot.
and but I always go back to my core, who I am, what I love, who I am as a child, and mostly I go back to that. So I will never be lost in that kind of what call this trend. I call it trend because people are doing that just to sell and be famous or get what call this like makilalaan ba?
Be known.
Yeah, I know. So it's challenging. But now the youth are,
More aware and aggressive.
yeah, aware and aggressive, and they have tons of ways to get ideas from the internet. So they know what's good for the market, and yeah, techniques wise they can learn easily.
Mm. Yeah.
All right. So one last question. What would you suggest to the artists who are pretty young and they still think like what I see in Delhi? Like they are the students. Basically, they are really good at their art,
Yeah, yeah.
exception, but they don't know how to market.
Oh wow.
So, what do you think? How should the art education should be modified, or what changes should uh, it incorporate, and how is it different in Manila?
So I think my best suggestion for artists who are just starting, they should focus on their like personal interests, what makes them happy, and yeah, in their craft or whatever. Like even the use of material, it should be connected to your past or your past experience, and you translate that into your work, and that way your art is stronger because you stand for what you're fighting for, your philosophies, and with that, along the way, the art collectors will understand that you're that's you. Your work is a reflection of your being. So we should not disconnect that as artists. We just we can learn techniques, but we still go back to our core. That's what made me, in my experience, what made me like the artist who I am today. That I don't get dictated. I always follow what I want to do.
Yeah, on a soft marketing side, because I've been working in the digital media realm for 14 years, so that's where I specialize at. I think it's also important for young artists to really learn how to create their artist portfolio.
Mhm.
So, artist portfolio, artist bio, and to try to learn the ever changing new technology around it. So I think like it's now on our fingertips, so it's really advantageous. But so it's important to have like an online presence, but not really overdo it. So it's something, and young people I believe are really innovative, really open to change, and really creative. So I feel they should take advantage of that. Like in our art collective, we have raised funds and funded all our projects for 6 years just through social media and like a really good website.
Really good connection too.
Yeah,
Like real people,
yeah.
real friends.
Yeah, and I think each humanity, like people like us, like meeting you here,
Yeah.
what separates two people or one person to the rest of the world is a story. So I think they should not be afraid to tell their story, to have pride in that and to express that, whether it's through writing or really focus on writing descriptions of their artworks and not be afraid of their truth, because you'll never know who you will touch or move and who can connect through your story, and then eventually when they like your story they also appreciate your art more. Yeah.
Okay. So, on a concluding note, a few years ago, that was my first piece of writing I was doing for an artist, and he said one thing that remained with me, like, be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.